We now put the spotlight on young entrepreneurs poised to be tomorrow's leaders. These young Turks share opportunities and challenges that need to be addressed and to create a thinking ecosystem that helps converting ideas to meaningful businesses in the knowledge era. Kickstarting our most awaited session, Movers and Shakers. Our speaker is a fiery youth icon who's not afraid to speak her mind. Why double standards only when it comes to women of certain faith, she asks. She has forged her path in business and social causes alike and has a demonstrated history of working in the non-profit organization management. She has a MA degree in Islamic Studies from B.S. Abdul Rahman University, presenting Ms. Khatija Rahman, Director and Trustee, A.R. Rahman Foundation.
Good evening, everyone. It feels great to be a part of this large summit, and I'm elated to be in the midst of renowned speakers from various backgrounds. I've completed my bachelor's in commerce, was a youth Red Cross volunteer in college, and got the opportunity to intern with Adyar Cancer Institute. This is where my journey with volunteering and non-profits began. After my graduation, I interned for a year in Bhumi, learning and managing multiple roles at the organization, right from events management, national level project coordination, human resources, and managing finance. Later, I was invited to sit as a director for the A.R. Rahman Foundation, which was founded in the year 2006 and aims to create opportunities, strengthen harmony, and provide sustained intervention in life skill development through music. Through my work with the foundation, I wanted to give back to society and use my privilege and power for the benefit of humanity. I've noticed power being misused in a lot of instances, and I wondered why that happened. This is one of the reasons why I thought, instead of wanting the world or people to change, why can't I be a change maker in whatever field I choose to be in and aim to make a difference? The reason to find a common ground between the privileged and the underserved sections of the society is the motivation behind starting the foundation. This was inspired partly by my grandmother, who is the pillar of generosity. It is mostly true that every worldly possession is a wall to our spiritual freedom. When the walls are shed meaningfully, we are enlightened with unknown virtues, which is life-changing. There are a few things that strike a chord with every single living being on earth, like our innate ability to be kind, loving, and compassionate. But the greatest one of them all, with the power to resolve boundaries, is music. So this is one such story. Our founder trustee, Mr. Rahman, realized that music is one thing that can change lives and uplift souls. This can be seen in the story of our marquee project, the Sunshine Orchestra. These students had no musical backgrounds or training. They were adopted from a government school near my house, MGR Matriculation Higher Secondary School, quite an early age, and in this musical journey of more than 10 years, they have come a long way. They are taught music in the anticipation that one day they will take this mission forward to provide more opportunities and strengthen harmony to many in our society. The Sunshine Orchestra are now leaders in giving their knowledge back to the society by teaching students as part of the Outreach Strings Orchestra program. An advantage I had in working with these students here is I'm closer to their age group. So I, as an adult, understand the difficulties and challenges which come their way, right from their teenage years and their maturing into adults. And this is a huge advantage and a boon to the work which we do as a foundation. My desire and goals have been to head and make each project a successful running model of the foundation. This has been a huge learning experience for me and has helped my communication, networking, and managerial skills. Apart from innovation, I would say a social stigma has broken. Earlier, only a certain caste or class were allowed to play in an orchestra, and that was what we wanted to break. Music can be accessed by anyone as long as they have the willingness to learn. It wasn't only for the rich or the higher classes. An example of this is brass playing, which has traditionally been male-dominated, because the instruments are heavy, loud, and take some degree of physical energy to play. Despite this, in the world of Western music, much headway has been made to change this perception. Thanks to many extremely talented and successful female brass players. Playing a brass instrument requires special training and practice, improving lung capacity and building muscles around the mouth, and the women are proving they are just as capable as men. We have successful women here who are part of our brass ensemble, and through it exists a special project called Girls of Brass, where women play brass instruments. We are managing and are successful in breaking these stereotypes. Overall, our foundation aims to carve out an industry within the creative sector that can provide and sustain a quality of life for all those involved, regardless of their background. We are achieving this by overcoming predominant views towards careers in the arts and empowering those who may not believe they would be able to achieve a career in music through education. This can be seen in our new project working with the Nagaland government through the Task Force for Music and the Arts to create a Sister Sunshine Orchestra project in the Northeast, working with orphans. The arts sector in India needs to be overhauled from bottom up, from addressing needs at infant and school level through professional training at degree and college level, through to creating the spaces and sustainability at a professional and global level. All the paths are currently there in India, but they need to be tended and cared for and networked, so they are working together for the benefit of all. The global perspective about Indian arts need to be readdressed away from ideas of only Bollywood or traditional classical arts in order to embrace the diversity and relevance of the field as a whole. Management and curatorship of the arts to create successful business models and projects requires people with the requisite knowledge to work with or train artists in order for them to help develop themselves within the industry. And this works both for charitable and for profit models. In order to achieve this, a mindset of constant improvement and reinvention needs to be adopted. People need to see and believe that they can improve themselves, others around them, and be recognized for striving to do this. With a nurturing environment instead of infighting for success, then people will strive to technologically advance themselves and see themselves as part of the global community instead of thinking they are lesser than it. So far, the main lesson I have learned is to never give up on your dreams. There were initial challenges, and the growth and development of the projects took a lot of time, more than we expected, but as a team we overcame them. A lot of dropouts due to music not being considered as a mainstream sector, whereas there were some who stayed and reaped the fruits of their hard labor. Our students played at the UN as a tribute to the great singer M.S. Subbulakshmi. They've been part of Hollywood projects. All of this was a seed sown 10 to 12 years ago, and we see the results now. It is important to keep sharing the positive success stories, no matter how small, as this helps to encourage the students to keep on developing. People need to see results, no matter how small, in order to achieve that change is possible. Entrepreneurs need to have endless conviction in their cause and the ability to positively demonstrate the importance and benefits of development. In the past 10 years, we have been fortunate to have already started seeing these changes. Lydian Nadaswaram, who was recognized globally as world's best and awarded a cash prize of $1 lakh. Nikita Gandhi, Shashwat Singh and Abhay Jodhpurkar, all successfully carving out a career in the mainstream Bollywood industry. Jerry Sylvester Vincent, Parag Chabra, Nakul Abhyankar growing as producers and performers alike. Ankana Arokyam, Theerat Majumdar, Nakul Krishnamurthy, Sandeep Gurapaddi, achieving acclaim as international music researchers, performers and academicians. The smallest change can escalate into a cultural movement. Never give up and continue supporting people around you. as you grow, continue to uplift those around you. Don't undermine your ideas. As a family, we've been involved in music and arts for the last 4 generations. Chennai has been a hub point of 4 languages: Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, and Tamil. When things expanded for each language, they moved on to become separate industries of their own. Chennai is hailed as the center for Carnatic music and dance festivals in December. And as part of the UNESCO Creative Cities Network, unfortunately, we do not have a hub of international standards. Sydney has the Opera House, New York has the Radio City and the Metropolitan Opera. London has the O2 Arena and the Royal Albert Hall. Chennai is still primitive in terms of performance places. We as a foundation are collaborating with other organizations to create a world-class performance stage which can enrich and portray our culture. So there is an increase in tourism, jobs, and gives a new sense of inspiration to the younger generation to express themselves and feed their families and find jobs. We need more artists who can change lives, dream, and take us from misery, which is what the foundation is striving for. And we hope we can all come together and inspire, equip, and empower the generation of young people with the knowledge to conquer the world through art and give it back to society. If we don't narrate our stories or portray our culture in the most beautiful way, who else will? The time has finally come now to join together to discover a new path for Chennai and for India. Thank you.
They say entrepreneurs can turn any disadvantage into a success story. Our next speaker is a standing example of this statement. With a passion for serving and growing the halal economy, Saif Ahmed Masood founded Halal Enterprises Limited during the COVID crisis. It provides ERP systems, POS systems, payment gateways, and full digital selling solutions to their clients, which help them to leverage the use of technology effectively and increase their revenues. This London-based entrepreneur is also the COO of ProSap Corporations Limited. The company offers IT solutions to halal SMEs in the hospitality, retail and e-commerce sectors to combat the challenges brought by the pandemic.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saif Ahmed Masood. I'm a 24-year-old entrepreneur based in London. I'll begin by telling you a little incident that transformed my life and gave me a new direction. I'm going to take you back to February 2017. I was in my 3rd year studying mechanical engineering at UCL. I had a small accident at home and ended up breaking my 5th metacarpal in my right hand. I underwent surgery and couldn't use my right hand for the next 3 months. I was totally devastated because I couldn't do my engineering project and my hand wouldn't recover in time for my exams, which were right round the corner. So I ended up pausing my studies and took a gap year, the year that changed my life and made me realize that everything happens for a reason. I was born in Chennai and I moved to the UK with my family in 2008 when I was 12. I realized that I had been given this huge opportunity to study in London and I wanted to make full use of it, so education became my #1 priority. I was one of the toppers at school and got into UCL, which was ranked 4th in the world at that time. I had planned to get into investment banking after my degree to gain experience and then start my own business in the financial services. Since I had taken that gap year unexpectedly, I felt really down and thought that I had ruined my education and my career, and I thought a crucial year of my life will get wasted. But I was wrong. Right after pausing my studies, I became the campaign manager for my mum, Rihanna Amir, for her election, which she won in March 2017. I then spent the next few months doing courses in business and finance to prepare for my career, and I also joined my family's IT business, ProSap Technologies, to get some experience. I used to meet and network with people in the business world, and it got me thinking. I have access to these people and businesses. I have the skills and knowledge that I gained from my studies. I had done challenging engineering projects at university, so why don't I do the things now, which I was planning to do in my job after university, where I'd be creating financial models, raising capital, and analyzing and advising companies. I spoke to my family about it and they supported me. I became the chief operating officer of the company, got an equity stake and got down to business. I first rebranded the company from ProSap Technologies to ProSap Corporation and moved our office to the financial district of London. I added new business verticals to our services. We started doing small projects for clients who wanted to raise capital and provided consulting services to companies who wanted to grow or enter new markets. In a short period of time, we grew this line of work and started doing larger projects, one of which was a social housing project to tackle the housing crisis in the UK. We partnered up with big construction companies, local government authorities and large investment banks to build social houses at a mass scale. After finishing university last year, I felt something was missing. I wanted to do something that is greater than myself. In search of that pursuit, Halal Enterprises was founded. The term halal simply means permissible in Arabic, and it can be applied to any service or product that does not violate social norms and Islamic laws. A halal business only sells halal products and services and operates with ethical business practices such as honesty, integrity, fairness and sustainability. I have a strong passion to serve and grow the halal economy, and that is what we do at Halal Enterprises. We provide halal businesses with IT products and services to help them leverage the use of technology effectively and efficiently to bring cost savings, process automations and increased revenues. The value of the global halal economy is around $3.5 trillion, and the goal of Halal Enterprises is to accelerate the growth of the halal economy and increase its value. The biggest halal industry that you might know of is food, but there are new and emerging halal industries such as clothing, finance, tourism, pharmaceuticals, and cosmetics. The hospitality sector has taken the biggest hit by the pandemic, and this was our first step into helping halal businesses. We made strategic partnerships with various tech companies and started providing IT solutions to digitally transform restaurants, cafes, and takeaways. With restaurants closed for dining in, diners have resorted to use food delivery apps such as Just Eat, Uber Eats, and Deliveroo here in the UK. These companies charge extortionate commissions. Our product is very simple. We give restaurants their own branded website and an Android and an iOS app for a low monthly fee, and we charge zero commission. This has helped restaurants increase their sales, save money, and most importantly, connect with customers. Customers can place orders directly from the restaurant's app or website for delivery and pickup. And also, customers can scan a QR code from their tables and send orders directly to the kitchen, minimizing the time spent in contact with other people. We also provide our clients with managed marketing. We build custom strategies and create social media content for their Instagram and Facebook pages. We also fully manage their social media accounts, posting content and replying to messages and comments. We make sure that their online presence is optimized on platforms such as Google, TripAdvisor and Yelp. This means that restaurants can focus on what they do best, cooking and serving delicious food, and we manage the rest to promote their business in the most effective way. Setting this up and getting clients was a big challenge for us because the hospitality sector was very badly hit by the lockdowns. Yes, this opportunity was created because of the pandemic, but restaurants didn't want to spend any more money. We tackled this by changing our marketing strategy and restructuring our pricing packages. So for example, we stopped talking about the features and products that we offered and told our clients what actual value they would gain and what investing in our products and services would do for their business, and this tactic is working very well. Another sector that was affected by the pandemic was physical retail stores. We are currently working with our technology partners to create a multi-channel commerce platform. It's a powerful and cost-effective ERP system to manage and automate the entire business. The biggest USP of our ERP system is that businesses can manage multiple sales channels all from one place. They can connect their eBay, Amazon, and Etsy accounts and their physical and online stores to one back office to manage their inventory, generate purchase orders, send invoices, and pay bills across all sales channels. We are currently testing this platform with some retail stores and cash and carries in London, and we aim to launch this product in the coming months, inshallah. Now there are millions of restaurants, retail stores, and e-commerce websites in the world. We have come up with an innovative growth strategy where we will partner up with entrepreneurs from around the world and give them the opportunity to be a part of Halal Enterprises. We give entrepreneurs the tools and resources they need to help halal businesses in their geographical regions. With this strategy, we can focus on creating new products and services for all the other industries in the halal economy, and our strategic partners, who are the entrepreneurs, can replicate this model and distribute our products and services in their countries. Our products and our business models are working in the UK. Our next goals are to find partners who have a passion to help halal businesses in the rest of Europe and South Asia. I would like to encourage everyone to visit our website halalenterprises.co.uk to check out partnership opportunities and new job openings. You can also sign up to our newsletter to receive updates on new products and services that we are working on. I would like to conclude by sharing 3 learnings that brought me where I am today. Number 1. Look for opportunities in every new change that happens, be it in personal life or economic or political changes in the world. Currently, COVID-19 is the biggest opportunity for all of us. Number 2. Surround yourself with successful people and build a strong network where you can share ideas and get inspiration. The UEF is a great platform to connect with such people. Number 3. This is my life's motto. If you want to go big, stop thinking small. You need to take the plunge and do the things out of the ordinary with a big end goal in mind. And you will be successful in some way or the other, inshallah. Thank you for listening and for giving me this opportunity to speak at this World Summit.
A chronicle of entrepreneurial success and growth is Ms. Zeba Khan, founder and CEO, Zenvis Solutions LLP. This trailblazer is an electrical engineer who leads Zenvis Solutions, a startup that offers visualization solutions across various industries. She works extensively on developing augmented reality and mixed reality solutions for remote support and troubleshooting, training and upskilling, and many more. Apart from breaking barriers in the augmented reality world, she has co-authored technical papers on next generation extra high temperature dielectrics and also organizes health screening and awareness camps for underprivileged children.
Hello everyone, I hope everyone watching is keeping safe and doing well. My name is Zeba Khan. I am an electrical engineer and the founder and CEO of the company Zenvis Solutions, which is based in Bangalore, India. Our company Zenvis is backed by the Meher Group and focuses on building visualization solutions. And what we do is we leverage technologies such as augmented reality, mixed reality and virtual reality, and we offer solutions for enterprise. So that's essentially B2B, business to business use cases. And our company Zenvis offers solutions to help businesses around the world to achieve their digital transformation goals. So we provide extended reality solutions to make business processes more efficient, improve operational efficiency, and thereby reduce operating costs and improve profitability. We offer, various cloud-hosted solutions that include a complete set of hardware and software platforms that are ready to be deployed on day one. And we also customize certain solutions for enterprises. The solutions are targeted towards addressing a host of challenges involved with remote working, distance learning, logistics handling, health management, security, and live media streaming. Our solutions can fit into various horizontal use cases across vertical markets such as manufacturing, logistics, energy, healthcare, telecom, construction, automotive, aviation, defense, and even tourism. So essentially, at Zenvis, we are driven by the idea that quality of human life can be elevated by visualization. There's a very common saying, which is a picture is worth 1,000 words. And we feel that, visualization with modern technology is probably worth millions. And this is really at the core of Zenvis strategy. The motivation to start my entrepreneurial journey was to do something different in new age technology. The founders of the company and myself shared a vision of delivering impactful solutions, especially in the educational space, and that's what led us down this path. The entrepreneurial journey is definitely not an easy one. It requires a lot of hard work, dedication, mental preparation to handle the highs and lows, the lot of highs and lot of lows, in entrepreneurship. And you should have the ability to quickly learn from your mistakes and objectively use those learnings to improve. You should also have the confidence and conviction that your idea will succeed. And once you succeed, the outcome is extremely rewarding. So the space that I'm working in is new age technology. Even though XR technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality are not new, they've been around for several of years. But their use in enterprise and consumer applications is fairly new. And the widespread acceptance of digital technologies was really brought about by the COVID pandemic. And I think what the pandemic did was it brought about, a lot of behavioral changes, and it showed individuals and organizations that they should have the ability to quickly adapt to such unprecedented changes in situations, to innovate and have good risk mitigation strategies in place. Innovation and agility is very important in business and in entrepreneurship. We, as a company, have always worked towards delivering solutions that are useful and impactful. For example, we offered augmented reality solutions that enable remote assistance, remote training, and remote health management during the pandemic, and we saw significant growth in that area. It's important to understand the need of consumers and organizations and offer solutions that address that need. And this is where you can really deliver value to customers and build a long-term sustainable business. I think that's what is important. You're an entrepreneur, especially me being a tech-driven company, and in that space, I think it's very important to really build value and offer, a unique value proposition to your customers. It's important to have a differentiating factor, a USP in business. And this need not only be, the technology that sets you apart. It can be in the service you provide or how you deliver these services or products. For example, at Zenvis, we have unique and innovative solutions, and these are, largely technology driven. But in addition to that, we have also given a lot of importance to customer experience. We spend a lot of time to understand the pain points of the customers. We understand the use case, and we customize each solution to suit those specific needs. We also offer end-to-end solutions, so it's easier for customers to get the necessary hardware, software, technical support, and even user training that's required to address, a certain problem statement. If the need arises, we also work in collaboration with partners in order to deliver the best value proposition to customers. So the ability to adapt is something which is very important for an entrepreneur. And adapting to the needs of your end customers, adapting to the needs of your team is extremely important. You should have the ability to be open to change and course correction in the journey. There will be a lot of obstacles along the way, uncertainty being one of them, fear of failure and risks. You will have to take a lot of risks, a lot of calculated risks, maybe even on a daily basis. But you should have the ability to stay focused and always have a clear vision of the objectives, never lose sight of the objectives. Some of the obstacles that we had to face is the acceptance of new digital technologies, which led to, very long sales cycles. So, these type of digital technologies, they are quite popular in consumer use cases. So if, I think, everyone's familiar with Pokemon Go, which was an augmented reality game. So these technologies have been used in a very, gaming sense, but they haven't really been used on a wide scale in enterprise and business use cases. And that's what we are trying to do. And we were building certain customized solutions for enterprises. So the flip side to customized solutions is that they are not scalable and therefore they lead to very long sales cycles. So we had to quickly re-strategize and build off-the-shelf augmented reality and mixed reality and even virtual reality platforms and products that could quickly scale and lead to faster turnaround times. As an entrepreneur, and more so as a young entrepreneur, it's important to have mentors, advisors, and subject matter experts who can guide and help in decision making. I myself have been very fortunate to have strong mentors, and I also have the backing of an experienced technology-driven group called the Meher Group, who help in strategy, business, and operational matters. And I think having this support and guidance along the way is essential. And I've seen how it has really helped me stay motivated and sort of take the right decisions at the right time. An entrepreneur should also play to his or her strengths and have the ability to build and lead a motivated team. So having good resources can really help in achieving targets more effectively. Setting targets and clear deliverables will also help to stay focused and will help you in achieving your short, medium, and long-term objectives. Respecting certain business fundamentals is also key. So, there are certain long-standing business fundamentals which are there, and we should respect them, especially in a financial sense. I think being cash flow positive is something that that we have always ensured. And simple things like this can really take you a long way. So essentially, my message for young entrepreneurs is to work hard, to be patient, and do not be afraid of failure. It's okay to make mistakes, but be quick to analyze, learn from those mistakes, and make changes to quickly improve. It's important to create a positive work environment and to celebrate the wins no matter how small. Focus and consistency will really help you achieve your goals and succeed. Thank you.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky is the resume of this multifaceted serial entrepreneur, Mr. Mohammad Asif. An aeronautical engineer by qualification, he dabbled in arts and set up WhatsApp Productions and even worked as an executive producer for theatre houses. After several houseful shows, he set up the first trampoline park in Tamil Nadu and the fifth in the country to bring people together in a socially distanced world. With over 200k customers till date, his entrepreneurial journey has had him at crossroads with several other fellow entrepreneurs and corporates. He now consults and guides his fellow entrepreneurs and has also taken over as a Chief Marketing Officer at the Marina Mall, OMR.
Hello everybody. Before I start, I'd like to give you all a small disclaimer that if you guys are looking for a genius story with $1 million idea, then this is not the story which you're looking for. My story is more of someone who had a small idea with a little bit of passion and discipline is able to be a successful entrepreneur today. So my name is Vasif. I completed my schooling from Don Bosco Egmore. I was born and brought up completely in Chennai. So all through school, I was pretty much a topper in class and almost in all spheres. I was active in sports. I was active in extracurricular activities. But things kind of changed when, according to everybody, it mattered the most, and that was during my 12th standard board exam. I've been a top all through school, but somehow or the other, at that point of time, the pressure was so much that I somehow didn't want to participate in the same rat race as everybody else. The problem with the rat race is that no matter how fast you run and you win the race, you still end up being a rat, I realized that once I was into college, right, I realized that this was not what I really wanted to do, but it was something which I did because I wanted to be cool or something. And probably everybody thought that this course sounded cool. It looked fancy from the outside, but I wasn't really passionate about it. I didn't know why I was choosing this. I ended up completing college with a bag full of arrears, and that's when I realized that nobody's probably going to give me a job, and I have to go look for something on my own, This was kind of like, let's say, kind of put the seed for my entrepreneurial journey as such. My entrepreneurial journey primarily has two E's. The first and foremost being education. Like Bill Gates said, if at all, if you have a difficult task to do, give it to the laziest person so he'll find out the easiest way to, come up with a solution. Similarly, what I would say is that if you really have a problem which you need to fix, give it to a guy who's messed up the most, so that guy will do whatever it takes to fix it. So similarly, education was that forte for me. Then it comes to the next phase, where is the second E, again, which focuses on entertainment. That's when Airborne was born. Airborne started more of a fictional idea. We had a space. I was sure I wanted to do something in the lines of fitness and, entertainment, but we had a lot of issues on the flooring. So I was discussing with my wife back then, it was just when I was just having a chat with her, I was saying that we have issues on the flooring and we have to think of a concept above the floor. So how about a bunch of trampolines interconnected to each other, And somehow we just said, okay, why not try this idea out and venture it out. And I started studying a little more about the concept. And I realized that, this concept was pretty popular already in the US and Australia and other places. But that leads us again to our first challenge that, these concepts are popular in a size of 10,000 or 20,000 square feet or more. And we had a space of only about 2,500 odd square feet. Now, how do I make sure that I give an experience which is given at 10,000 square feet in a 2,500 square feet? That was a whole journey, So, or big obstacle for that matter at that point of time. So I set out on that. This thing we reached out to people to help us with designing, but unfortunately nobody wanted to help us with designing because they didn't want to take a take a risk with such a small space. So I had to do my own designing, and that again, that particular obstacle of mine, we overcoming that and coming up with our own design gave us our first USP, So we set up our first center in October 2017 or 2016, sorry, with about 15 trampolines with a 2,500 square feet space. But somehow or the other, within the first 3 months odd itself, we saw about 60,000 customers walking in and realized, oh wow, we've actually created something, So what happened after that was we said, okay, can we challenge ourselves further and can we go for a smaller concept? And we said, okay, we set up a concept in Hyderabad again for about 1,000 square feet. And then we said, okay, can we go even smaller? We set up something at the Marina Mall for about 500 square feet. And then now we have set up starting from even 100 square feet which is even popular at birthday parties and, things like that, a mobile setup, So we're expanding all possible avenues to, setting up trampolines wherever possible and, how much ever, with limited space we had. And the second biggest challenge which we had was to set up the whole infrastructure in such a way where it appeals to all sorts of audience. That gives us a second USP where it had to be cool enough to attract the teenagers. At the same point of time, it had to be friendly enough to attract a toddler who's a 3-year-old, So this realized that, today most of these places, when I used to babysit my nephew, so we used to go take my 3-year-old nephew somewhere, and somehow or the other, what used to happen was this, I used to get bored babysitting him. We said, okay, can we create a concept where I would be as entertained as my nephew? And voila, there was the trampoline park, So this was one space where when you used to take him, he used to have his fun and I used to have my dose of fun. So it used to be in such a way where this started creating a lot of bonding space for people to come in. So people started coming in as families, as bigger groups, as they started coming for team outings. They started coming for corporate get-togethers and things like that. And, somehow or the other, creating an environment in such a way where it's friendly for all worked very well for us. So today we've set up, with this, I started training people to set up trampoline parks. And we've consulted with a lot of trampoline parks across, and we have about 3-4 centers across right now. We've successfully completed about 3 years with over 3 lakh people, unique people who've come to us and, made sure that, they trust Airborne as their form of fitness and entertainment, So this is pretty much the story of Airborne in a nutshell for you. And some of the key lessons which I could share from my past experience is that look at everything as an opportunity, Never look at anything as just a problem. Every problem comes with a solution. The biggest problem with us is that, we get too lost in finding a solution to one problem or we somehow end up giving up, So we said, please make sure that you use every opportunity that comes your way. Don't wait for that one big moment or one big breakthrough to happen. It's never going to happen unless and until you keep moving forward and keep putting effort towards it. A rolling stone collects no moss. So I think that's what we all need to focus on. And we said, okay, let's keep moving and let's keep the ball rolling. And somehow or the other, we'll gain momentum and we'll get somewhere. That's one thing. Second thing which I also wanted to share is that never get engrossed in one idea. The biggest problem with, again, entrepreneurs and startups today is that we're so lost in that one idea, saying that we're so passionate about it and we set this up and how can I wind this up, or let go of it. Never get engrossed in one idea. You never know which idea is going to work and which idea is not going to work. You take all the big guys, be it Steve Jobs or anybody for that matter. They've had so many failures, but they obviously learned the right lessons from it, and they made sure they moved on. They moved to better stuff, or they moved to bigger products or whatever. Be it. So never get engrossed in one idea. Somehow or the other, we get our egos stop us from, choosing letting go of an idea. Let's not be like the captain of the Titanic, You should know when to abandon your ship. If your ship is sinking, there's no point you saying that I love the ship and I'm going to stay back. Or we'll end up drowning. So never get too engrossed in one idea. You might you might drown yourself. And the third point, which I would like to share conclude with a small story. So I met this lassi vendor, when I was traveling across in the trains during one of my sales jobs, And what he what he was selling was, lassi. When I was selling lassi, he kept telling that, khane ka lassi, idhar peene ka nahi. So he kept telling you that, my Hindi is bad, excuse me for that. But he kept saying that you have lassi over here to eat and not lassi to drink. And we had that, so I said, okay, that kind of caught my attention. I said, okay, what on earth is this guy selling and how is he able to sell this so well? So I tasted his lassi and, I said, okay, wow. But what I was looking back at this, what I realized was one of my biggest marketing lessons. Never give out, if you want to stand out from the group, communicate things differently. If you want to be different, communicate things differently. Don't, this man, when he was trying to sell lassi, he just had a whole different way of selling lassi rather than selling it the usual way. And that's what really caught our attention. So don't be hesitant to learn from whoever be it. We don't really necessarily have to learn only from the CEOs and, people from the big companies, We can learn from anybody and everybody. And foremost thing is that learn to be a good salesman. No matter what be it, I feel that is one important trait for you to survive in today's world, because a salesman could survive anywhere. And I've gone through that grind. Jack Ma says it, learn to be a good salesman before the age of 25, and I strongly believe in it. Because today, you're trying to sell an idea to probably an investor. You're trying to sell an idea probably to a customer. You're trying to sell an idea to your peers or to your co-employees or to your colleagues to make sure that they believe in your dream. And this is what we need to make things happen and grow further and bigger. Thank you so much, everybody. And we look forward to hearing more from you guys. Thank you.
Taking this session forward is an entrepreneur who's made us fall in love with biryani all over again with this venture, Ghulam's Biryani. Mr. Anwar Hussain Benjadid, Managing Partner, Food Mastery LLP, has an MBA in International Business from the University of Greenwich, London, with more than 10 years of experience in project management, business development and people management. And yes, he loves challenges.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to World Economic Forum Summit 2020. My name is Benjadid. I am the Managing Partner at Food Mastery LLP. We operate with a trade name called Ghulam's Biryani in Chennai. So we supply authentic Madrasi Dum Biryani all across Chennai, and we have 3 outlets in Chennai. Before I move on to more of my business, I'd like to tell about myself. So I had my education done in Chennai, graduated in electronics and communication engineering, and then worked for some time in sales, real estate sales, and then moved on to London to do my MBA in international business. Then I had a short career there, about for a year or so in London with a healthcare recruitment firm, and then moved back to Chennai with the idea of opening my own business in my hometown. So I come from a business background family. So business has always been in my DNA, and I've always wanted to do something by myself, create a brand and identity completely from the scratch. So all my life I have been revolving around myself with businesses. So be it from my parents or my friends, so everyone around me has always had a business infrastructure, so which in turn motivated me to start something which was unique and which was something which could take off immediately. So that basically kickstarted my brainstorming session of what business to do. And after a lot of research and a lot of meetings with friends and relatives, I thought to look into the food business, which was something away from which I've never done before. Main reasons why I moved into the food business was because that it is a evergreen market, and myself being a foodie, I had a passion for food business. It was something which I've always been looking up to, and I just wanted to be unique in my own way. So again, always I feel having a business is like, solving someone's problem. So when it comes to food, I think there are a million options, and but one place where I personally found that there was something lacking was in the biryanis. Like myself being a Muslim, I always had a craving for good, authentic Madrasi dum biryani, which I found had never was up to the mark in any of the restaurants that I had been to. I've been to so many restaurants and so many colleagues and families and friends were telling us that there's no good biryani where you can taste it in our marriages. So this struck up a chord, and I finally decided to sit and research as to why this was a problem. So that's when I started researching into my venture, and I had gone to umpteen number of restaurants, tasted million biryanis, and the observations were that the types of ingredients which were used, especially the spices, were not the best, and that's the main difference. And it immediately caught my attention, and I was trying to find out the differences between what we make in a wedding and what is served in a regular restaurant. So this was the main learnings which I got, and that initiated me to start Gulam's Biryani. And Gulam is my father's name, and I basically, he also had a very big passion, and I just thought I will name it after him. So that's why I came up with the name of Gulam's Biryani. So there are so many biryani joints in Chennai. So my focus was how to be unique. So we never wanted to be a regular biryani shop. So what we did was, the actual biryani making process was about four so odd hours. So it is not like the regular available food where you just go and you order and you then make the biryani and give. So we always have it pre-cooked. So we our model always promoted the pre-order concept. So in that way, two things were satisfied. One was the quality of the food was really good, fresh ingredients, as well as wastage was much lesser compared to a traditional restaurant. The other great thing about today's food and beverage market is that the availability of food delivery suppliers like Swiggy, Zomato, they've completely revolutionized the outlook of the food industry today. So coming to the USPs of my business, my USP is that we serve fresh food every day, and we don't cook as per our order. We cook only as per how much we need. That is, we have a restricted quantity of what we do per day. So we maintain the highest of the hygiene as well as the freshness of the ingredients. So that is our main USP as compared to biryani. My main focus in this business was to make a brand. So today Gulam's Biryani is recognized by God's grace by many people. I feel like we've done enough of marketing to get inside the first level of people. Like when I started, I used to look at every order as equivalent to 10 orders. Why? Because as a startup, we always wanted to promote the brand. So one customer who eats my biryani will always promote that. So our each order we used to expect more from them, because we were very sure of the quality of the food and also the taste. So by God's grace, we have got splendid reviews from all our customers, and this has in turn helped us to grow organically rather than marketing our brand. So I'll also like to talk about the use of technology in our Gulam's Biryani. So we have an automated online ordering process where we completely get as to what is the amount of orders which have come online and ready to cook for the next day. So completely it's automated, and it really helps us to cut short in our time. Not only that, even our everyday rations are calculated to the precise amount, so that we don't have any pilferage in our kitchen, as well as wastage of food as well. So when I started the business, I always had an uncertainty whether the biryani will sell, or how am I going to market this food, and what are the avenues where I can look up to get more revenue coming in. So that uncertainty was always there, and the fear of failure again was like, whether will this work out or not. So at every step in my venture, I always had to take calculated risk, whether if this doesn't happen, what next? So every step, like for example, when we started off, we didn't want any food partners to, we didn't partner with any food delivery partners. So that had severely failed, because a lot of our clients came back and asked us whether whether you're there on Swiggy and Zomato. So though it was a calculated risk, so we didn't lose out much on our revenues. Why being? One, because the food delivery fee was really high, so our profits were really low. But however, I took it as a marketing expense and went ahead with them, so that our biryani reaches, and in turn we get direct orders from the customers. So with regards to availability of manpower and availability of skilled labor force. So I think in our field it is not that of an issue, because we've got plenty of unskilled labor force, so they can always be trained. So we have about a team of 11 people in our kitchen, which manage the whole show, and the outlets, about 2 people for every outlet. So these people require regular trainings, be it hygiene or process wise and packing and different types. So we keep improvising in our packing styles so that we can cut short time. So it's all about how you manage in that given stipulated time. So generically our brand has grown from the scratch, and I'm really happy to have been here. So my message to young entrepreneurs is that if you have an idea, you need to put your everything behind it and go for the pedal, because India is a land of opportunity. We have a good market, huge market. In fact, we can capitalize it, a growing market. So this is the best opportunity, and now is the time where you can sit and think of new ideas, especially post this pandemic, to see different avenues, different ventures. And I'm sure with the help of UEF, you can have a bigger and a larger network, and UEF can help you expand, especially in terms of business and kind of venture capitalists. So they have many connects and avenues where you can look up to them. So with this, I would like to wrap up my talk about my journey. Thank you so much. Have a great day.